Hi.
Looking awkwardly at my own camera.
Love it. It's so good.
Well, welcome, Sonia. I think we'll take a second just to make sure people are coming in here now and that live is going. There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Most of you all know me. I'm Julia Bianco-Scheffling. I'm the co-founder and COO of the Help Network and a casting director. And we are super lucky today to have Sonia Smith from Backstage with us to talk about creating online profiles. Sonia, want to give us a 30-second bio?
Sure. Yeah. Hey, everyone. My name is Sonia. I'm a voiceover casting specialist at Backstage. I've been at Backstage for 1 year now. And my background lies in voiceover. I started my career as a voiceover actress, talent, however you want to be called. And quickly realized actually that it's a lot harder than it looks. And found my passion in casting and voiceover casting. So I've worked in the voiceover casting industry for the past 7 or so years and the past year at Backstage and absolutely love it.
Yay. Well, I'm so excited for you to show us all the new things. I think a lot of us all know and love Backstage, especially from our past. My colleague Hari and I were just talking this morning on Twitch, actually, about how that, like, to her, it was like getting that magazine or that newspaper right out on the street in New York and going to the back page and looking through those.
Yeah.
Just noting that we're having a little bit of time getting live, so I just will take our time before we jump into the online profile,
Okay.
or until sharing your screen. But anyway, we were talking about how it's just like such a nostalgic name for us, and so we're really thrilled to be jumping back in and kind of learning about all the new things that you guys have been doing over there, because there are a lot of new things, including castings and being able to share auditions and things like that you will get into for us. And so that's
Yeah,
very
so
exciting.
I'll give a little bit of a background. I think that might be helpful. So Backstage has been around since 1960, started as a magazine publication. And yes, Julia, that's it. You know, getting started in the career, you read the magazine, you looked at those notices at the back of the magazine. It's iconic. It's what Backstage is known for. But about 10 years ago, we created an online casting platform where we could connect creators directly to talent. Instead of just the listings in the magazine, you can now, be cast for things all over the place. And it's been primarily on screen, on camera talent focused. There's always been a voiceover component, but it was never an area of focus until 2020. Backstage created a voiceover specific talent profile. So talent can create a regular profile highlighting all of their regular acting skills and abilities, but you can now also create a voiceover specific talent profile where you can highlight all of your voiceover demos and abilities and build your online profile on Backstage. And then also apply for jobs through Backstage. So it's a really, really awesome platform in so many ways. And in creating these online profiles, you're really creating like a free website where you're showcasing all of your best, and then you can share that URL link, with people to promote yourself. So many amazing features and benefits, and yeah, tons of improvement this past year. Especially with COVID and us being all stuck at home and productions basically shutting down. Voiceover, saw a boom during that time, and a lot has gone into investing in some, remote and virtual casting tools to make, production safe and continue. And voiceover fits really well into that. So I'm excited to show you some of those things today.
Awesome. I'm excited to get into it. It's so true. And I think it's filling a void that like voice bank has left, because I know that we all kind of used to rely on voice bank a lot. And the other thing that you mentioned that I just wanted to highlight was the having your website. Like, I'm always trying to say to everyone that you want your calling card, you want your business card on the web. And with a website like Backstage, the SEO is so good that if somebody types in your name too, your Backstage profile is going to come up. So it's just a really good place to make sure that you're seen. You want
Absolutely.
to dive into it?
Let's do it. Okay.
All right.
So to start, I'm going to show you what it looks like to build your profile on Backstage. So I've logged into my account and I've gone to edit profile. And this is what that looks like. I can switch, first things first, I'm going to show you that you can switch from voiceover to regular profile. And looky here, we now have crew profiles. That's a new feature as well. But today we're talking about voiceover. So voiceover profile, I can also make this my default profile. So if I do that, this is going to, this is the default profile for my profile URL. So this URL here, Backstage, Sonia Smith, is going to take that person to this profile, to my voiceover profile, because I've set it as default. I've also set my profile as public. I want to be searchable. So, you can turn it on private if you are just building your profile, but once it's ready to go, you want to make sure you're public and searchable. So Backstage gives you a profile completeness score in order for you to know that if you're missing things, and you want to reach a 10. A 10 means that your profile is complete and it's the most attractive it can be to get cast for jobs. So this is a great little guide that you can follow as you're filling out your profile. It's also telling me that there's a few things that are outstanding that I should add in order to improve my score. So I'm going to go through and kind of see how, as I'm adding things, it improves my score. So first thing, I want to update my headshot because this is actually a very old photo of me and I want to upload it to something new. You want something that's going to show who you are as a person. It's important for authentic casting. If a casting director is casting for Portuguese, Italian females, as I am, they might want to see that I am actually what I say I am. It could be anything like that, but to have your picture there just helps with that authenticity in casting. A lot of voiceover talent will just put a picture of a microphone or put a picture of like a cartoon version of their self. And if you'd like to do that, that's fine. However, my recommendation would be for casting purposes to have a professional headshot, something that is of your face and that shows you and who you are. So I'm going to update it to my newest headshot, which is this one here. And I just took this headshot in my backyard in portrait mode. So it doesn't have to be like super professional, but just something that's clean and clear and shows you and who you are.
Yeah, I want to echo that. I think that it is underrated having a picture. I think that for a long time that there was an anonymity for voice actors that was advantageous for getting the most amount of roles. But I think right now, especially, the trend is authenticity and knowing you're a human that's alive and that that you could possibly recognize on the street if you ran into them. There's something a lot more human about having your face there versus a logo or a microphone.
Yes, exactly. Cool. I'm glad you agree with me there. So this is my basic info. So my name, my preferred pronoun. So this is a very cool new feature on Backstage, is that you can select your pronouns. So I identify as she, her. My professional working title, I have it as voice actor and host. My gender, I identify, or genders I identify as female. However, another very cool thing about Backstage is that you can identify as whatever gender you are. And you can identify as multiple genders as well. This is a free form box, so you can type in whatever you'd like there to identify on your profile. So you can select from a list or custom identify. Again, this is great for authentic casting. If a casting director is creating a project where it's a piece about a trans female, and they want to hire all trans actors, including a trans voice actor, being able to search for that on Backstage and find someone who authentically identifies as trans is super important. And Backstage is happy to be inclusive in that way. My location, I'm set as Toronto, Ontario. I want to show my city on my profile. And then I can edit my URL. So I can change this to be my stage name or some other name if I'd like. And then what is my hourly rate? So what is the rate that I would like to be working at? Every talent has different rates that they would like to work at, but a lot of talent, especially pro talent, will have a minimum that they won't do any projects that are less than, for example, $100. That's free form for you to set as well. And then do you want your profile public or private? And then save.
You have to set an hourly rate, or can you leave that blank?
You can leave that blank. Yeah. That's just if you want to have that information be shown. If you're just getting started and you're willing to work on projects with smaller budgets, you can leave that blank there. Cool. So my profile score hasn't gotten higher yet. I've just edited some things. I haven't really added anything. And so I think that's why. It's also asking me to edit my contact information. So your contact information is visible in applications, but not on your public profile. So I'm editing my contact information. Yeah, I guess my phone number is what's missing. There it is. And again, that's great because if you've applied for a job, role, and the casting director really likes you, and if your phone number's there, they can just quickly give you a call and get you on the phone and say, hey, we really like you for this. Are you available? And schedule it right away instead of having back and forth through the site or whatnot. Okay, down to my bio. So I haven't added a bio yet. So free form, warm, friendly, voiceover actress since 2013. Looking forward to bringing your projects to life.
Now make sure you put Portuguese Italian in there.
Okay.
It won't come up.
True. Yes. So what you put in this bio can be searchable in keywords. That's a good point there. So if there's anything that's unique about you, maybe, the fact that I am Portuguese and Italian, or if you were a Native American or an Indian, putting that in there. Anything really, if you have a special skill like motion capture, that's a good one.
Motion capture, or anything that strongly makes you, even if you don't feel like it's related right off the bat, like you're a voiceover profile, but you are a pro basketball player, like put that in, because you never know when that experience is going to help bring you closer to a role. Mm-hmm. And so I think that in the past, voiceover profiles were very vague on purpose. And I like to push people to be really specific about themselves and their experience and where you grew up and the things you grew up around. Are you a beach rat? Are you do you love going to the woods? Like whatever it may be. It just
Mhm.
all helps add to you.
To you, 100%. Yeah. This is the opportunity for you to describe yourself and who you are. And the key part here is that words that are used in here are searchable in our talent database under the keywords filter. So if someone was looking, for example, for someone who had experience with motion capture, they could type that in keywords. And if you had that in your bio or somewhere on your profile, it would pull your profile up. So if you want to be found in those searches, highlight as much as you can about yourself. Don't lie, be authentic, but be you and explain you here. I'm just going to leave it like this for now for time. I should have prepared something better there,
No,
but
that was perfect. It
okay.
allowed me to point out why we should be more specific.
Yes. Love that. Okay, so my bio is there. Did that put me up? No, I'm still at a 5. Okay, so let's go to my voice characteristics. So my voice character choice is female, and my voice age that I can do is young adult and adult. You want to be honest here. Like if you can't do a child voice, don't say you can do a child's voice. Again, you're going to show up in those searches, and you don't want to show up and then not be able to do it. So be honest with what your, yeah, be accurate with what your voice characteristics are. And the character being performed is either male or female, as most of the jobs that are being posted are posted as male or female. So if you identify as a trans female, but you want to be considered for female character voices, that's where you're specifying that here. I don't think that changed anything. Nope. Okay, voice abilities. Maybe this is where. So I can do a French Quebecois accent. I can also do a Portuguese accent. Portuguese. I can also do an Italian accent, an Italian American accent. But I only speak one language. I only speak English. But we have a million languages. No, maybe not a million, but a lot. And put all of the ones that you can do. And again, being accurate. That will increase your chance of being cast. And then your voice style. So, how would you describe your voice? Warm, friendly, conversational, country, professional, helpful, attractive. You can put comedic. If you do character voices, you can, just describe the character voices that you do, charismatic. There's literally a million here as well. You can add as many as you'd like. But again, it's best to do the ones that you are confident in your voice. And you know what your voice lends to. Is it the warm, friendly, everyday person, or is it the voice of God person, and describe it there in that style section. Did I get more? No.
No.
Yeah, I think it's
this is a hard game.
Why am I not moving up a level?
Voice reels, voice samples. There we go.
Yeah, I think it's down there, but I want to see where this was. So my voice gender, I did say it's female. I wonder why it's triggering that there. Anyways, okay, down here. So here is where you're going to manage all of your reels and your samples. So, and then your union memberships, links, home studios. I'm going to go through each one of them and why they're important. So your voice reels are like your voice demos. They're usually a couple minutes long that kind of highlight your voice abilities. If it's a commercial demo, doing different commercial spots. If it's a narrative demo, doing narrative spot. If it's a character demo or an animation demo, doing different animation character spots. So you can upload as many reels as you'd like. As long as they're different, I think that's okay. You don't want to add in too many of the same things. You want them to be different. Oh, another thing, if you speak a different language, uploading a reel of you speaking in that language and labeling it that language is helpful. So when a casting director looks at your profile and they see all your reels and they want to see you speaking Spanish, they can easily find it and click play and hear it. So I'm going to add, I just have one reel from when I did my little stint in voice acting in the beginning of my career. So you can actually import from YouTube if you'd like. So if you have, or Vimeo, if you have your files online already on YouTube, you can just put the URL there and it'll import to your profile. Or you can upload a file, which I have right here. And so I'm going to call it my commercial demo. You can give it a caption. It's optional. What type of production was this for? So scroll down to the voiceover category. And then this was a commercial. Just pick the best category that it fits under. And then any skills in this. It was friendly and conversational. It's like the most common things anyways, but you can also add tags for language, accents, and your voice age to help people identify what that file is about. So here I'll put also young adult. I'll also put English. It was English. Can I just get English? Look at all these variations of English. Just regular English. There we go. I think we have an English North American is probably what it should be posted under, but I could even tag that too. Oops, I don't want that. English North American.
English general.
No,
Native American. No. There's a lot.
You know what? There is a lot. There is a lot, but that's okay because we want to be
Specific,
as inclusive as possible. Yeah, yeah. It is in there. There's an English North American in there. Anyway, so I'm going to add that demo to my profile and it's going to do its thing. I believe you can also add SoundCloud links. So YouTube, Vimeo, SoundCloud, I think are the 3 supported URL links that you can post in there, which are awesome. Because if you have them living on some other place, just copy and paste the link instead of having to re-download and re-upload all that.
Yeah, and I think what's important to remember is not everybody is at the stage where they have a professionally produced demo. But that doesn't mean that you can't upload samples here and you can do that. And I think like having a sample that is your natural voice, whether that's a narration sample, commercial sample, whatever that may be, it doesn't have to be this fancy produced demo. You can have 3 different samples on there just for someone to be able to get an idea of your voice.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And that's why actually we added this voice samples section where we give you a script to read. And so all the talent on Backstage are all reading the same script. So it's easy for casting directors to kind of compare based on these 3 different types of projects. So even if you don't have the demo, you can put up these 3 samples of you reading an online ad, an explainer video, and an animation video game, all from Backstage. So the art direction, so everyone gets this, is we want to tell users we care for their long-term well-being. We're looking for an authentic, casual voice. It should not feel pushy. And then this is the script that you're to read. And then you add the voice sample similar to the others, just upload the file once you've recorded it. I'm just going to put this one here. Just, I know it's not, but just to fill the space. The production type was online ad. So I'm going to do a commercial again. Skills again, English. Oh, not English again. Why would I do that? Young adult, clear. Yeah, you get it, right? Yes. You understand these things.
Yeah, okay. That's awesome. I didn't know you guys had that. That's really cool to be able to get the same kind of view from everyone.
The same from everyone. Yeah. Not all talent will put that on there, but to make your profile, oh, look, we went up to 6. To
Yay.
make your profile complete, you should have voice samples on there. So a lot of talent will do that. Will have that. And yeah, it's just a great way if you don't have that demo to have your voice. And yeah, you can always put together a sample of your own of different styles and upload them as reels or as demos there. Moving on to union membership. So which unions, if any, do you belong to? We have the list of unions here. But if you're non-union, you want to specify that you're non-union, because casting directors will post the project either as non-union or union. And so they'll be looking on your profile to see if you are part of a union or if you're non-union. Because if it's a non-union project, they can't work with a union talent. So that's important to note.
That's
Okay.
probably the thing that I use first when I'm searching for talent on Backstage. Is that's probably the first filter I'll use.
Is the union membership?
Yeah, just because typically, not always, but typically when I'm searching on Backstage, it's for non-union talent.
Okay.
Unless I'm looking for talent that I already had and I'm like referencing their Backstage profile potentially. But yeah, almost always that's the first thing I put on. So it's essential that you fill it out
It
appropriately.
is. Yeah. And a lot of people might skip this because they're like, oh, I'm not in a union. But you should specify that you're non-union then, because then you won't show up if I'm searching for non-union talent. Okay.
Is
Here,
there a FICOR on there?
there isn't.
Okay, that might be interesting to add just because there are a decent amount of voiceover talent that
At
are,
our FICOR.
yeah, and they probably wouldn't want to say that they're non-union SAG because then that looks like they're not
Yeah,
being true to their union when they're FICOR.
I totally see that. I'll bring that up in my feedback meeting
Thanks.
tomorrow, along with your motion capture skill edition.
See, you guys, we have an ear in the business.
And we actually listen.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't want to do this because this may look to the union like you're double dipping, and that's not allowed. It should say FICOR, which means you're part of the union, but you can do non-union work. And it's just a different tier of the union that you're a part of. So yeah, we should have that as an option. I'll make sure that gets added.
Cool.
And then links, did that go up at all? Re7? No, we're still at 7. See what we got to do here. Links. So this is where you want to add links to your website if you do have a website. So Backstage profile can be your website if you're just starting out, but if you've built a website and you have, your demos and your contact information and who you are on that website, you can link to that website here. If you don't, you can link your social medias if you're willing to share your social media profiles. That's great. Again, I think it just builds to who you are as a person and that you're a real person that someone would want to work with. And I'll title this my Instagram.
I think that social media, while it doesn't have to be something that you're concerned about numbers or concerned about posting all the time, it is absolutely the reference to make sure you're a real person and that it's the substitute for asking for a recent photo. We don't ask for recent photos anymore. Obviously, headshots are all glammed up. We just want to see the social media feed, and then it gives us the recent photos without having to ask them.
Very true. That's very true. I never thought about that. Even you could also put your LinkedIn profile in here. Like if you have your LinkedIn previous job experience or you're highlighting that you're a voice actor and what you do, that's a great link as well. I'm going to add that to mine.
Yeah, and IMDb.
IMDb. Yes, exactly. So you put the URL and then you put the title. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like when you press save. And you can have as much.
Oh, nice.
See what it does? Oh my gosh, it Instagrams it. It does a little link. Like very smart.
Very slick.
Very slick. Yeah, cool. Here's where you're going to add, did that make me up? Yeah. 7. Home studio. So if you have a home studio, so a home studio means you have professional grade microphone and soundproofing and some sort of audio editing software. So you can indicate that you have or you do not have a home studio. This is important because especially for remote casting, a lot of the casting calls are looking for talent to record from home. Some will ask for you to go to a local studio with an engineer present and get them to record that way, and they'll budget for that in the payment. But most are asking for you to record from home. So if you do have a home studio set up, describe it. This is a free form field. So you can talk about how you use, oh, look, there's a little example there.
Yeah, I was just going to say microphone,
I use
software,
Rode.
any preamps, and also it doesn't mean that you have to have all the things. If your setup is that you have a USB mic into your laptop, that might be fine for some people. So you should put that down anyway.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So just describe what it looks like, what your situation is in this. I'm just going to fill it with pop filter and sound proofing. I use Audacity for editing and have Source Connect Pro. Is it Source Connect Pro? I don't know.
Yes.
So that will just fill out there. And again, if they're looking for people with a home studio, when you apply, they can look at your profile and see what you're working with. It's all the details are already there, so they don't have to ask you. We're still at 7. Okay. Voice samples, we talked about that. So you'd want to add the other voice samples, make it complete. Maybe I'll do that. I'm just going to upload the same file. It would be
You're
smart.
not going to record for us?
No, don't put me on the spot like that.
Yeah. Relive your acting days.
Yeah. Oh man, no. Casting is where I prefer to be.
I'm with you.
Video game. Anyway, so yeah, so those are complete there. La 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 la. Did that bring me up? It did.
Yeah.
Okay, so doing all 3 brings you up in completeness, not just one. You need to do all 3. Credits. So this is where you're going to add what work you've done, any credit that you were given for a project. So was it a voiceover, something else? Voiceover is this for our voiceover profile. I'm going to say it was Ezzy Lynn commercial. That was the one I did. There's a little brand here. I was the narrator. The production company was Hershey's, sure. Station was Toronto. And the month was, oh my gosh, I don't know, 2018, 17, a while ago. Probably, yeah, when I first started my career. So probably 14, 15. Anyways, and you can link to the website too if it's still lived on the website so they can see the actual project. And then post, and then it shows up just like that.
And what's cool is that a lot of the other sites focus on TV or film credits, and uniquely you can put up like theater, voiceover, film, TV, all that stuff all on your Backstage profile without it having to be like limited to a genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can arrange them as well. You can edit them, add them, move them around if you want certain ones at the front. But these are like your most proud projects that you want to highlight. And then last but not least, did that get us to 9? I think we're at 10. We're going to get there. Is your representation. Excuse me. So do you have an agent or a manager? What is their name and their contact information? I'll just put myself. I don't have a representation or a manager, but a lot of talent do. So their information would be there. It's not to say that that you have to work with that agent. Like you can work independently when you're getting jobs on Backstage, like you found that job, so you can fully work it yourself. But sometimes you may be like, contact my agent, and like they'll figure out the details. You can have that there. Also, if you're part of an agency, it builds credibility. I think that,
Absolutely.
you're part of a roster somewhere. Um, and yeah, that is almost complete. I guess something's happening with it's for some reason not triggering. Can I do that? There we go.
There
Oh, it knocked me down one.
Gosh.
Oh, that's not fair.
Can we see what it looks like?
Online?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So right now I'm in preview mode. I wanted to highlight first. Okay, so here's the details, what it looks like there. And then this is the media. This is where all your media will live. So all the files that you've uploaded, you can also upload a resume as well here, and it'll be under the documents section and your highlights. So you can use this section to share any career highlights or stuff about your stuff about yourself. And you can add as many entries as you want. And it's just like a post, like it's just a free form post. So really cool. Yeah. Little feature there. So I think they want me to put more reels and credits. They want me to like really build it out more. I would say probably maybe at least 2 reels is probably what the algorithm is looking for, and maybe 1 more credit. And then that would make me get to the 10. But yeah, that's pretty much the guided tour of how to get your online profile set up. And then if I want to go see my profile, can I just go like this and see it? I actually wanted to show you guys like a good filled out profile, what that looks like. So there's the URL. Is it gonna work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can copy up at the top. You can share the link. Yeah, that's cool.
That's what it looks like there. And then I want to show you here. So in the talent database, this is where creators can look and search for talent that they want to work with. So they can search for profile types of voiceovers. They can select the gender that they're looking for, the voice age that they're looking for, the style, accent, language. And so that's why it's so important to have your profile completed and accurate so that you are showing up when anyone does a search here and is looking for something specific. You'll show up there, right? So I'm going to search for Michelle Falanga because she's a great voice actor. And of course she has a character as her.
Just after we talked about that.
Just after we talked about that. But you know what? She actually looks like that. So
yes.
I'm not bothered by that. It's not a microphone.
Agreed.
So I can click play. And when you click play, it's going to play her first media on her profile. So make sure that the first media on your reels is the one you want, is your best one, is the one you want people to hear when they're searching. But if I click on her name, that opens up this little profile card where you can see here's her commercial demo, her animation, all of her little demos there, her home studio, her representation. This is what it looks like. This is what the talent, the creators are seeing as part of your profile. This is like a little snapshot of your profile. If I wanted to see more, I would go to your full profile and credits. And that's where I would see your contact information, your highlights, your bio, all of that fun stuff, the whole thing. Yeah. Now, so that's like, what the creating an online profile looks like, what the talent database looks like. I also quickly wanted to show you what casting calls look like. So when you're actually applying for the job with your profile, how does that look? What does it look like? What's important? What are some features there that you got to make sure you have? So I'm going to switch to voiceover roles. I'm going to look for some paid roles. Let's look for The
And so
blue,
you get emails, but also you just have to be proactive about looking and applying for the jobs, right?
you can set up saved searches right here. So this will send you an email when okay, so let's say I set it up. I want voiceover roles that are female, that are aged, whatever age, location doesn't matter. I want them to be paid and I want them actually to be, yeah, I want them to be paid. I don't care what production type they're in. Um, I can specify that I only want professional paid and non-union, and then search. And then when I've done this search, I can actually save this search. How do I do that?
Bottom left, I see your save there.
Aha, right here.
Yeah.
I can save this, and then you give the search a name, and you can set, so how would you like to receive emails when new listings come in digest form once a day, in digest form once a week, as the castings are posted? I'd recommend that, because sometimes they have really quick turnarounds and they need them by tomorrow. So you want to know right away when that job's been posted, or you don't wish to be notified, and then you can log in anytime and search through them. But I would recommend saving those searches, get those email alerts that's meet your criteria, and then you'll get an email as soon as it's posted. So this is an English with a Spanish Catalan accent, sports video voiceover for Mojo. So I'm looking through, I'm looking for a coach, voiceover all genders. Okay. They want a Spanish accent. I mean, I can do Portuguese, Spanish, not so much, but I'm going to apply just to show you guys what the application process looks like. So, hello, I'm already logged in. Am I not? Uh-oh.
Nope.
Nope. I need a token to get in. Hold on, guys. Give me 1
you
second.
see it's safe.
Super safe. Blah, 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 blah. Do, do, do. Oh, that's why. I have a free account, obviously, and not a paid subscription. So that's why I can't apply. Darn. Okay. I should have gone in through our QA system to show you that. Okay, either way, when you click apply, when you get to the apply, I wish I could show you that piece. Maybe that could be a part two.
Yeah, and walk us, and just you just submit your profile, right?
Yeah, you submit your profile, you'll select what demo or what audio media from your profile you want to apply with. And that's if the client is just looking for generic profile demos. A lot of clients are asking for custom auditions. We call them pre-screen auditions. As you notice, this client here, she has the script right here for you to read. So she's expecting you to read this and apply with that audition media. So you're applying with your profile, all the relevant, important information, but then you're also recording a little custom script for her and auditioning with that. And then so talent creators who posted that job are actually going to filter through submissions and only listen to the ones that uploaded that pre-screen audition. So if it asks for it, it's really important that you do that.
If on something like this first video, how many auditions do you think come in for a job like this?
I think our average applications per role is about 100 for voiceover. There's a decent amount.
That's not crazy though. That's not, I don't think that's, I mean, that would be normal from a agency side of things. So I kind of expected it to be bigger, which is good that it's not, because you don't want to get lost in it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's important that people apply to jobs that they are right for and not just apply to every single thing, because it's not a good look and you're not going to get the job that way. If everyone, applies with integrity and applies with I match this project criteria and I can do this job, you're more likely to get it. So I think that's what's happening is people are applying for roles that they are good for, good candidates for. And yeah, if in the job view, I'll maybe show you what it looks like from the casting side because I can show you that. Um, Creators will filter through submissions in order to get the best ones that they want. So that's why, again, it's so important to have your profile completed, because you want to be found when these filters are being added, like in the talent database or where I'm showing you in the application manager. You want to come up on top. You want your profile to be picked up by these filters. So if you look here, up right here in this filter panel, they're instantly going to be like, yep, I wanted the female. She's got to sound between 19 and 25 even, like that's what I asked for. I wanted non-union. I want someone with a home studio. And, maybe I want someone as well that can do motion capture, or maybe I want someone else that can do something. Maybe it was in my job description, obviously, right? I'd put that there. Or in the ability, I want it to be friendly, voice style friendly. And I'm applying. It's going to filter out all of the applicants whose profiles don't match this and get rid of them. So it went down to one here. Miss Fia.
She's your girl.
There she is. And I just made those up like really quickly. It could be different for what this job was posted for. And that's why only one came up. But yeah, that's what it looks like on the back end. And from a casting director's perspective, this is what you need to do in order to be heard and listened to and found.
Very cool.
Should we open it up for?
I was just going to say, I think that's good timing for questions anyway. There's nothing in the Q&A, but we can see if anybody has anything that they want to ask us now that they know it's question time. Nothing in the chat. Everybody's
That's
being
okay.
Very quiet.
You know what? That's okay. You don't have to have questions.
I think some of the everyone is just absorbing. Yes. I think some of the most important things on there are the clear picture of your professional photo. That's something I just harp on all the time, just in general, even just for professionals, not just actors. Just because the moment you book something or you do a talk like this, they're going to want to put a picture up of you. So it's important to have that good headshot. And then there being so many good areas to kind of upload your materials on there, it really can act like your own website. We did get two questions. One question. What about voice actors who sing? Is there a spot to place vocal singing ranges? There isn't a singing range, or is there a singing range?
Singing range? Like if you're a
alto or soprano.
Yeah. Alto.
I would put that in your bio. I don't think that there's anything on there right now for singing range, although you're giving Sonia ideas. But I would definitely add that to your bio, and I wonder if it's in the
I think it's actually on the regular. I think it's actually on the regular profile. Because you can be a singer / actor, and then I think on the regular profile, you can add those details. But yeah, I think it would fall under skills. Let me just search for this quickly. Singing. Okay, well,
notes. What
singing alto, singing contralto. Yeah.
Okay, so it's in the skills. Okay.
It's in the skills on your regular profile.
On your regular profile. Okay,
Yes.
so explain to us the difference. Is there a price point difference on having a regular and a voiceover profile? And
No.
also, what about someone was just asking about non-subscribers versus premium subscription? So how does it work?
So it's one subscription price, and you have access to all three profiles, regular, talent, and crew. I'm not sure what the subscription price is because I'm located in Canada. And so I see the Canadian prices. And I think it's different depending on where you're located. With that being said, we would love to offer everyone who's attended this a code to use for subscription on Backstage. So everyone's going to get set up. And I was just looking to see if Ryan had set it up for me yet, and she hasn't. So is
We
there a
can
way
send
for
an
me to follow
email
up?
to,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will follow up at the after this, and the Help Network will share that code with you guys, so you guys can get your memberships started and subscribe. I think the difference with a free membership and a paid membership, there's not levels of membership. It's just you have a subscription or you don't. Um, if you have a free membership, you can create your profile, you can do all of that, but you can't apply for jobs. See how it caught me when I went to go apply? It wanted me to put in credit card details. So you can get to see everything, but you
But
just
you can
can't
put up
really
all those
apply.
reels and everything for free. That's as good as a free website.
Yeah, better, like
um,
you said, with the SEO from Backstage and the
uh,
searchability too for people to search for you.
yes, exactly. They have great SEO. And so even just searching your name, it will definitely be one of the things that come up.
Mhm.
Someone else asks, is it best to fill out a regular profile on top of the VO profile, or can you just have a VO profile? You can just have a VO profile, but if you do, my PSA is if you do performance capture or want motion capture jobs at all, you definitely want to have both because we'll want any of your on-camera materials. So we'll look at both for that.
Yeah.
If you are SAG E and have the ability to pay, should we set it as SAG AFTRA or leave it as non-union? Oh, SAG E might be another one you guys want to have. It's that in between.
What's SAG E?
So it's
This is a new one.
eligible. So it's SAG eligible,
Oh,
meaning they
yes.
can join. But it's not FICOR and technically they're non-union. But if you wanted them to be, and if the job was right, they would join for it. So
Got it. Got
so
it.
so
I
maybe if they can add that too.
okay.
I don't
Write
know.
this down.
I would probably leave it as non-union for now. That would be my you're gonna have less competition, to be honest. If you leave it as non-union versus putting it as SAG at first. But if they do end up adding it, then you can have a happy medium.
Mhm.
Or you could potentially put it as FICOR because that kind of has the same end goal, meaning that you can work on both,
Yeah,
even if it isn't necessarily exactly what describes you.
for sure. Also, I would say that another workaround for this specific scenario is at Backstage, you can apply for anything, even if you don't meet the criteria. There's nothing that's going to stop you. It's an open marketplace, and we encourage that creativity of trying casting for different things. With that being said, because I'm always like accurate, be integritous with your casting. However, in this situation, if there was a SAG job, if there was a union job that you wanted, but your profile says non-union, I would apply for it. You can still apply for it. And then in your cover letter, so in the little part where you get to talk to the creator when they see your application, I would mention that you are SAG eligible and that you would join for this project so that they know, even though you're not non-union, you're still in the running. That's what I would do.
Good answer. Any other things? I'm just looking at the chat really quick. Got to go put in some of these auditions. Yes, you should. I really like the idea of having the samples because for me, a lot of times people on their demos have all these different crazy voices and nothing that actually resembles their natural speaking voice. And I would just like to know what they sound like out the gate.
Mhm.
So it's nice to also have some of that there and to put them all on the same kind of platform.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, we thought that
Um,
was unique to our profiles compared to some other profiles out there as well for the
Definitely.
company to add these samples.
And then it also, having the ability to do the custom reads is it's either like having everyone on the same page versus these demos or the custom reads. Both are really useful.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Any other questions, guys, while you still have us? I don't see any others on the Q&A, but I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Do you think simple VO samples would be good to have on our personal websites? Yes, I do think that it is good to have samples on your personal websites. I don't think everything has to be a fully produced demo. Just having clips of you sounding specifically like something, whether that is, your narration voice or your commercial voice or whatever, even if it's not a fully produced demo, is super helpful to
Mhm.
have on your website. Should you add any sound effects or music into your audio samples? It depends. If you're getting a produced demo, a lot of times that's going to have that kind of stuff in it. But it doesn't have to. There's no reason that it needs to be jazzed up by a bunch of sound effects. As long as the recording quality is good
Mhm. That's
and
important.
showcases all the dynamics of your voice, that is the biggest thing. I find that actors are typically on microphones that are very directional because those are some of the cheaper ones and more common ones for advertising. And then you go all over the place and you're off mic, and that's a bigger issue than actually having a sample that's just clean and sounds great and you can hear all the characteristics of your voice. Don't bury it in sound effects and music. It's definitely more important
Yeah, I
to
agree with
highlight
that.
the voice.
Mhm.
I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I look forward to getting the code from you and to exploring Backstage and knowing all the new updates and things like that.
Yeah,
Um, and I'll definitely be doing some casting on there as well.
amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be in touch with you tomorrow with that so you can share it with everyone who was here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. It was nice to see you and virtually be with you.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks all.
Bye.
Bye.